Welcome, welcome to my show. Greatly appreciate everybody coming. Greatly appreciate everybody joining. When you come in, make sure you hit that like button. Okay, let's begin. So, I remember vaguely, and I had to rewatch it. That whole the movie The Wiz with Michael Jackson. He was on the pole. He was a scarecrow, and the crows pretty much ran him. And the funny thing was that he wasn't stuck to the pole or anything. He wasn't nailed in, he wasn't tied down to the pole. And though it was four crows, it all it took was the might of a woman and a small dog in order to, get the crows to flee away from the scene. So he pretty much had the power within him to lead that pole his entire life. However, the crows, what they did was they filled his head with so much negative propaganda and, basically gaslit him, used it to control him, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that he remained on that pole. He thought he was stupid when he wasn't. He thought that, he can't win. He even made a song. You can't win. You can't blah 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 blah. You can't blah 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 blah. You can't win. He had this whole song. He was told not to read, not to better himself, etc., etc., etc. Basically, what he was told was life was better and safer on the pole. Life is better lived on the pole. Keep that in mind. Let me go ahead and play the short of the day. This is going to be a short. Yeah, you can't get out of the game. Thank you. All right. This is a short that came up last minute. I watch massage videos, so it's no wonder that it comes up in my feed. I don't watch ones like this though. This kind of shocked me. Take a look. Yeah, gotta get them titties. And he went back for more deep inside because there's a lot of muscles in titties. He just was like, oh, didn't expect that one. I did not expect that when I seen this. He just went a grabbing. He's like, something. This is like a model type, presumably. Um, Looks Slavic chick, and I never seen this masseur before. But he just said, something. I know I was told to rub moisturizer on her face, but while I have her here, let me just go ahead and go digging. Let me just go ahead and go digging. No big deal. Just yeah, yeah. Let me just dig in there for a second. So that's the short of the day. Caught my attention, and for obvious reasons. Don't really have much of an opinion on that, but it was interesting to say the least. Okay, now back to this whole you can't win, you can't get out of the game. You see, black people, black culture, black American culture is built on exploitation. The moment we became African American, the moment we became American or three-fifths of an American, whatever you want to call it, we were exploited. It was one group exploiting another. Even when we were back on the continent, we were being exploited. We were traded for goods. We were traded for weapons. We were traded for cloths. We were traded for rum. We were traded for goods. We were exploited. We were exploited on the continent. Our ancestors were exploited on the continent and then brought here, got exploited, and then had their descendants exploited ever since. So, at the very base, at the very foundation of who we are, there is exploitation. It is part of our culture, it is part of what defines us. And there are some people who never let go of the belief that we were born to be exploited. And therefore, everything that is done to them or to us is just part of the course because that's what we were made for. Kind of like chickens that were born on a farm. They were made to be eaten. They were made to have their eggs stolen. A cow was made to milk. A camel was made to be ridden. A horse was made to be ridden. Like these things were born to the service of someone else. And there are people, black and otherwise, who said these people are born to be exploited, and I am going to be the exploiter of these people. Now, how does that go into place when we're talking about the Negro wake up call? You see, ever notice how other groups don't need a wake up call to join and be a part of their own community? You want to know why that is? Because they actually want to be there. That's the difference. The people in the community make the community so hospitable that the people who were born into that ethnicity actually want to be a part of it. They want to go to the quinceañera. They actually want to go to the bar mitzvah. They actually want to have a sweet 16. They actually enjoy prom. They actually enjoy raves. They actually enjoy Coachella. They actually want to be a part of it. Black culture is completely hospitable, or excuse me, completely inhospitable. I wish it was hospitable. So much so that you actually have to get roped in. The only way they keep you in is by saying stuff like they're not going to welcome you over there. And over there is anywhere. They're not going to welcome you in this country. Africans don't like you. Oh, them white boys, you got to stay away from them white girls. Stay away from them. Stay away from them. They're basically saying it's worse off of the pole. For those of you who just got here, hit the like button. What does the pole mean? The pole is that thing that they put the scarecrow on the whiz. If you leave this particular place in the world, then it's going to be all sorts of horrors. It's a horror. It's a horror. It's just so terrible. It's so terrible over there. It's just so terrible. You can't win. What is it? You can't get over it. You can't get out of the game. That is what they want you to believe. That is their method of control. They never say, hey, you should come here. Why? Because it's a good place to be. It's a good community to be in. They never say that. They just say that the rest of the world is crappier than this world that we created for you. We want to keep you in this place so we can further exploit you. We want to keep you united in this place so we can further exploit you. That's what people mean when they say Negro wake up call. It's like the moment something goes wrong in another community, like, yep, that's your wake up call. Get back over here. Get back on that pole. That's what you get for going over there. Now, keep in mind that the people who are doing this are over there and in different senses of the word, but they are over there. Ever notice that? Ever notice that the pro-blacks are not starting black families? Stop and think about that for a second. Take Dr. Umar Johnson. Well, I mean, if where's your queen or queens? Where are your queens? You are trying to get us to loyally and faithfully commit to something that you haven't and faithfully committed to. You're trying to get us to go down a path that you have not walked. You're exploiting the idea. What you're doing, what he's doing, and this is to the black man. What he's doing is he's trying to create an exploitable group of men for the women who choose to exploit them. Once again, our culture is built on exploitation. The foundation of our peoples is exploitation. So basically, he understands that one side is attempting to exploit another. And as long as I speak rhetoric that allows one side to exploit another, then the exploiting side is going to back me. Now, they're not going to back me enough to actually drop their panties for me because I look like Paddington Bear had a baby with Winnie the Pooh. However, they are going to support my message and give me false platitudes. That's what they are going to do. All right, let's look at the chat. Notice that it's never a Negro wake up call when a black woman gets a black man locked up or deleted. Absolutely, absolutely. Where is the Negro wake up call when Mike Tyson got locked up? The greatest champion that was champion at the time. He wasn't the greatest champion that was alive at the same time as me, but he was the greatest champion the greatest heavyweight champion that was champion at the time that I was alive. And he got a false accusation. And he lost several of his fighting years to that false accusation. Where was the Negro wake up call? Where was the it's worse over there than it is over here? Because if that was a white woman, it was, oh, see, that's what happens when you mess with them white girls. That's what they would say then. What about the Clarence Thomas and Anita Hill situation? Oh, yeah. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. That's not a Negro wake up call. That's not a black man wake up call. What's that dude that played Eazy-E? The dude that played Eazy-E on Straight Outta Compton, and then he was on The Shy, and then he got fired from The Shy because of an accusation, just an accusation, no proof or anything, by a black woman. He was fired by a black woman off the false accusation of a black woman, and I think he was replaced with a TS. But we don't talk about that. Because that's what's happening inside the community. That's what's happening on the pole. But yeah, let's not talk about that. That's nothing. What about Columbus Short? Columbus Short, the guy that he was on that TV show with Kerry Washington, where Kerry Washington was over the fence. Kerry Washington was over the fence on her knees, and getting that presidential gluck gluck. And then, his wife got a scratch on her finger, and next thing you know, he's off the show, and you don't hear him or see him again, unless it's on his own Twitter. But let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about Martin Lawrence and Tisha Campbell. That was the funny show of my childhood. That was every black person's favorite. Then all of a sudden you see Martin in one scene and they're never in the same room together. It's like, wait, what's going on? So he gets a false accusation. And then years later, because his career skyrocketed and hers went to trash, the closer and closer to the wall she got, then all of a sudden, she's pretending to be his best friend. This is stuff that's happening in the community. But we don't call that Negro wake up calls. Brian Banks. Oh, Brian Banks. Yeah. Brian Banks, a Cali dude. We don't talk about that. He didn't even get to hit it. Oh, and Merlin Santana. Oh, you got that in the list. Merlin Santana. Rat tat tat tat, and you're gone. We don't talk about that. Travis Rudolph, don't know, but yeah. Tory Lanez, don't know. Tupac, absolutely. Rat tat tat tat, and you're gone. It's man. But and they never say, you can't win. You can't win in the community. That's obvious. You can't win in the community. They're like, yeah, 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 but it's worse on the outside. And that is the crab barrel thinking. Hit the like button. That is the crab barrel mentality. The crab barrel mentality is to convince the crabs that it is better inside the barrel than it is outside the barrel. Because they can't actually pull you back in. How they gonna pull, Jonathan Majors back in? He was in Creed 3. How you gonna pull him back in? So they can't physically pull you back in. So they try to psychologically pull you back in. Like you see, that's what happens when you mess with them white women. I don't even know. I don't know who Travis Rudolph is. I don't know who Tory Lanez is. I don't even know some of these people. But the story is always the same. The men who are victims of their own community. And each of these men were exploited by others. Brian Banks, his girl, the girl who gave the false accusation, she got paid. She got that money at the expense of his career. Same with Tyson's accuser. Same with well, I don't know if Tupac's person got anything out of it, but killer, or some may even call it assassin, consider the importance of the person of the young man. But yeah, Merlin Santana. Oh yeah, she got her revenge. We were born to be exploited, and we're born to a community of exploiters. And then you have the people who try to get you back into this community of exploitation. I'm going to show you what I mean. Now, a little bit of a backstory. Actually, I think he gives a backstory. So if he misses anything, then I'll fill in the blanks. So let me just let O'Shea tell it. Here, I hate that intro, so I'm gonna just start here.
The black community by getting with Megan Good. Unfortunately, Brother Jonathan May.
Let me stop right there. Megan Good is not a consolation prize. I'm going to repeat that. Megan Good is nobody's consolation. Have you seen Megan Good? I mean, yeah, she's in her 40s, but she's still Megan Good. It's like, man, that is ridiculous. Like, oh yeah, he's doing that because he wants to. He is not thinking about the community. Megan Good is not somebody that you get with for the community. That's something that you get with for the horniness of her. And she's a ride or die chick. And she might be a bona fide pick me, and I heard she was a freak. So miss me with this whole, oh, I'm trying to placate to black people by getting with Megan Good. You know how you placate to to black people by getting with somebody who is not drop dead gorgeous. That's what you do. You get with Gabrielle Sidibe. You get with that chick that played Kim on the Parkers. That's what you do. You don't get with Megan Good talking about, oh yes, this is my way back to the black community. What kind of crap is that? Because he has to do with the grueling task of smashing good. The hell out of here. This is what these race thinking people think.
He's dealing with a white lady, Grace Jabari. You know, he wanted her to become the next Coretta Scott.
That doesn't make sense. He's talking about attributes. He's talking about the supportive attributes of Coretta Scott King, not her race. That's like if a young black person was to say, you know, I want to be like Einstein. And they say you could never be Einstein because he's white. That's the dumbest thing ever. Like, I want to be the next Elon Musk. Oh, you can't be the next Elon Musk because he's white. It's like, no, he wants his wealth. He wants, you know, he wants to create something and put it into this world. He wants the non-race related attributes of this person. And Jonathan Major wants Coretta Scott King's non-race related attributes as a mate. And that is somebody who is supportive through bad times, which coincidentally, that is exactly what he has now. But you think it's about race, because everything is about race.
Jonathan Major prefers.
Why is it that he prefers them? He prefers people with certain attributes, non-race related attributes. Kind of like me. I prefer full lips. Now, though these attributes are more commonly found amongst black people, black women, doesn't mean that I don't like it when it doesn't mean that I would kick out a young Jessica Alba out my bed or a young Scarlett Johansson out of my bed. If I find these traits and attributes in others, then I embrace it, and so does he. I hate this thinking that when they see a black man with a white woman, they just assume that it's her whiteness. Grace Jabari, she's, you know, in spite of everything she did, she is like, you know, a bendable chick. She is one of those pretzel women that you can, you know, that you can just bend and shape in any form that you want to, because you know her body is like a pipe cleaner and shit like that. She's I forget, it's like a gymnastic chick or something like that. You know, like, hey, you think that he would, you know, kick out a black gymnastic chick? Why do you think it's the whiteness? It's weird. That's like okay, for example, because the community is so great to Mike Tyson, for example, right? So he talked about how Robin Givens, how he came home one day and he said, and who did I see coming out my house? None other than the handsome Brad Pitt. He didn't say the white Brad Pitt. He said the handsome Brad Pitt. The reason why he's smashing your black wife is because he's handsome, not because he's white. You got to take away this. Like, I think what's obvious.
Happened. He got with Megan Good because it's convenient, right? To be with a black woman. So Jonathan Majors.
If it was convenient to get with Megan Good, I would have done so a long time ago. She's not that far from me. Neither of them are. or not that far from where I live. That's convenient. Look at her. Look at her right now in her 40s. Like, and she's not made up for a Hollywood production. Who the hell gets with a woman like that and say, "Ooh, that's convenient"? Who the hell has Megan good at their convenience? Sometimes I think pro blacks just say stuff.
That basically Jonathan Majors is gonna lose out on another big deal. Another movie, another Marvel movie that's going to destroy his career. And obviously, they're moving on. The commentary is wrong, and we're going to come back.
Robert Downey Jr. is set to play Dr. Doom. He replaces Jonathan Majors. Now, there's a lot of backlash happening because, drug possession, all kinds of shit. By the way, I love Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. is one of the baddest. Majors is getting a raw deal, man. Why can't they forgive him, man? This is one little thing that happened. First of all, there was a white woman. Do you feel about race? Well,
okay, so this dude is spitting facts. Notice he's not on the pro black tip. He's not trying to get the dude back on the pole. He's not trying to say that, oh, that was your Negro wake up call. He's not trying to say that, you have gotten what you deserve. That's what you get for messing with those white women. He's not saying that. Now, let me take a second to talk about Robert Downey Jr.'s situation. Notice how his community backed him in spite of his flaws and mistakes. Now, the message that O'Shea is giving Jonathan Majors is that, listen, our community is not going to back you. We are not going to back you. We do not back anybody. That is not the type of community we are. If we see you down and out, we are going to push you downer and downer and downer and downer. However, they're going to push you. What are they going to do? The only thing they did was take back the stuff that they gave him. So imagine you leave one job, and this job pays like nothing. It doesn't pay a goddamn thing, right? Imagine you leave a job that doesn't pay anything. And then you get a job that, gives you, I don't know, 580K plus access to the company car that just so happens to be a Lamborghini. And then one day they take that job away from you. And they take away the Lamborghini. All they did was take away what was given to you, what they gave you. Should you go back to the place that don't give you shit? That don't give you nothing? That looks at you as a forever intern? It's like, yeah, it sucks, but he did play in like major Marvel movies. He not like in Ant-Man Quantumania? Was he not like in several episodes of Loki? Like, I mean, like this is stuff that he's gotten.
Obviously, it is about race, and it's kind of unfair because white actors can be on heroin. Amazing story. He was in rehab and then he came back and won an Oscar. You
Okay, I disagree
understand where
with
I'm
dude
coming from?
because Jonathan's story isn't over. Like when Robert Downey Jr. and stuff, they find themselves in this situation. It does take time to bounce back. It's not like this happened just a year ago. It does take time to bounce back. They do miss a beat after things like that happens. So Jonathan's major story is still being written. We might hear his comeback story.
It's the same thing they do to Denzel. Denzel should have 5 Oscars by now, but they limit him to 2. He should have them for Malcolm. He should have them for A Man on Fire, John Q. I'm
Okay,
just saying, you
let me go further.
got Kraft. He killed it. Creed 3. Jonathan Majors killed it. He's so
Agreed.
fantastic. And then they haven't forgiven him. Oh, check this out. Why don't they have Jonathan Majors play a white man in the Marvel universe? How about that? Because Robert Downey got to play a black man. Advantage fair. I'm a little disappointed. I think that's
Learn
pretty
there. He
sad.
had
We're supposed
every
to be
right to get his phone back. Oh, oh, did I forget to mention? Did I forget to mention that the DA, the New York DA that prosecuted him and that insisted on prosecuting Jonathan Majors was a black man? Did I forget to mention that the person that could have dropped the case or even reversed the case and put it on her, which is what should have happened, was a black man? Did I forget to mention that? I forgot to mention that, huh? So, who should he have not been dealing with? Who has caused him more harm? Yeah, she's the face of it, but I'm just saying, you know, she was empowered by his own community. Apparently, you can't win.
supposedly progressive. Instead of 2024, it's still 1924. Since we have all these disparities, these racial disparities, since it's a multiverse in Marvel, why can't we have
Now
an Asian one, an Arab one? We have the Revengers, getting our revenge on the white man.
Be replaced by Jr. has still been blackballed for many years. He's had many problems, but he will be replacing Jonathan Majors.
Exactly. So basically, you get a scandal, you get blackballed. If you're talented, you make a comeback. He's being treated the same as he would have been if he were white in that community. This isn't a Negro wake up call when you're treated like a non-Negro. It's just something bad that happens, and a bunch of jackasses who are clamoring around like, yeah, yeah, I want to see him get destroyed.
So, of course, the argument that Godfrey's making here is that, hey, this is racist. This should have never happened. And this is wrong. I'll leave that for you to decide. What I will say is, Mr. Majors, here's the opportunity to do something in which maybe you should place with come as independent as you possibly can.
Stop telling this man how to live his life. Oh, crap.
Jr. is an excellent actor. He's also been blackballed in Hollywood for many years. He's had many problems, but he will be replacing Jonathan Majors.
There's no such thing as an independent actor or an independent entertainer of any type. There's no such thing as that. You're always dependent on your audience. I'm going to repeat this. You are always dependent on your audience. I'm going to repeat this one more time. You're always dependent on your audience. Meaning, if your audience don't like you, then your career is over. Now, what does that mean? What he really means to say is, why not cater to black people? You know, the way Tyler Perry does. You know, be that type of, be a, you know, he wants him to stay in the Lovecraft country lane. Now, the problem with that is, and many people could get away with that, but the problem with that is that we cancel people quick and we do it just because and we enjoy doing it. We enjoy seeing people fall. I'm not saying me individually, I'm saying we as a collective. We enjoy watching people's career crumble and burn once they reach a certain point. So basically, he would be putting his future in the hands of people who are known to squeeze. You know, the people who tell people like Will Smith to check in. Yeah, Suge Knight called Will Smith and was like, when he was doing Fresh Prince of Bel Air, talking about, yeah, you got to check in. And then Will Smith called them people, you know, them boys with the bulletproof vests and the former Navy SEALs and stuff like that. And they called back, and Suge Knight hung up. So which community, you know, has done him a greater service? They try to get you loyal to this crap so they can exploit you.
Why am I saying this? Because this is what almost every black man cannot do it. But what I'm trying to tell you is that
Okay. He says, how many black folks have seen Marvel movies and shows Jonathan Majors was in? Um, Everyone that likes Marvel. Everyone that likes Marvel enough to want to watch the mainstream stuff or the non-mainstream stuff like Ant-Man and like Loki has seen that. See, understand this. It wasn't meant to be um, it wasn't meant to be permanent. Kang the Conqueror's character wasn't meant to be permanent, but you know, he was so liked. The way Jonathan Majors portrayed him was so liked by white people that they decided to bring him on as a major villain, the next Thanos. And you know, so let's talk about something else. Wow, you know, a picture, a still picture of a muscle nigga is on the screen, right? Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about why they never talk about the dudes that's not getting their Negro wake up call. Because to people like O'Shea, Dr. Umar, Tariq Nasheed, you have two types of brothers that are successful in other communities. You have the ones who got their Negro wake up call, and the ones that they are waiting to get their Negro wake up call. What does this mean? This means that these pro blacks are actually just waiting for other black people to fail. Don Cheeto, aka War Machine on Iron Man, they are waiting for him to fail. They're like, come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm waiting for you to get that Negro wake up call. Don Cheeto, I don't know how old he is. I know he was in the movie Colors. That was the first time I seen him, and that was a long time ago, when I was just a little Negro. That dude is old as I don't know what, and he has been playing white movies since Colors. And he has been making money over money over money over money all these years. But let something happen, and then, like out of the hundreds of millions of dollars that he already made, they'll be, oh yeah, you see, he got his Negro wake up call. That was his Negro wake up call. So you're telling me after decades, Colors came out like in the 80s or some crap like that. You're telling me like after decades of just pure prosperity, something bad happened? It's like, yeah, wake up. It's like, whoa. Hey, whatever they think is going to happen to Don Cheeto now in his mid 50s, somebody saying his mid 50s, whatever they think is going to happen to Don Cheeto now, guess what? That is nothing. Give me decades of being a millionaire, and then whatever befalls me after those decades, I don't give a shit after that point. And the worst thing that will happen is that the millions stop, and I'll just have to go back to slinging software. I hope I don't go back to slinging, yeah, yo. I mean, like, I'll just have to go back to developing software. That is the worst thing that happened. The worst thing that happens is that I have years as a millionaire. Like, see, that's a Negro wake up call. No, a Negro wake up call is waking up in the ghetto for 50 fucking years of your life. Man.
This, whenever you are depending on people in an industry where it's not so many blacks there, and you're a black man that has some kind of criticism.
Whenever you are in a community where it's not too many black people are there, when you're in a community where it's nothing but black people, you're worse off. You're worse off when you're in a community where it's nothing but black people.
But Robert Downey gets to do this and that. Of course. Now, he has been blackballed. He might have lost points for that. But Jonathan Majors knew what was up. He knew the deal. He knew what was to happen to him if he got out of. And that's for the record.
Oh my God. You see what happens when you get out of line? You can't win. You can't get over it. You can't get out of the game. You can't win. You see that? You see that talk? Listen, let me tell you something. That's not a black man thing. It's not a black man thing. Anybody Oscar slaps somebody, and there's going to be consequences. Anybody, do some foolishness. Anybody anybody, if you a Jared from Subway, dude, there is going to be consequences. You see, when you break the rules over there, your millions don't come as quick. When you break the rules over there, your millions don't come as quick. Yeah, I can't sing. So what? Yeah, your millions don't come so quick. when you break the rules over there. When you break the rules over here, you get shot and killed. Okay? Don't be stupid. Try breaking the rules in a black community. Try wearing red in a blue neighborhood or blue in a red neighborhood. Let's take Brian Banks, for example. Jonathan Majors was messing with those white people, and his millions aren't coming in as quickly as they were. Brian Banks didn't mess with a black girl, and he got to jailed. He got jailed. Merlin Santana got killed to death. Agreed. And we don't know if Jonathan Majors will get a pass. We don't know. But you're talking about taking somebody. What O'Shea's suggesting is that you take somebody who's already canceled by the black community and make him limit his career to only the black community. That is just stupid. That is just stupid. You cast a wider net. That's like if you get fired from Amazon and then the only place you apply is Amazon.
Make you suffer. And when you don't want to listen, what is going to be your issue? It's going to happen just like you saw it. Okay. You're going to be devastated. How could they have done this? I'm a great actor to dictate anything. You get to sit your ass down and not say nothing. That's what you get to do. Okay. You get to do that. Now, you don't have to like that. It don't have to be fair. It don't have to be this. It don't have to be that. But that is going to be the case. Okay. And man has to.
If you don't work solely with other black people, you're going to have a lot of problems. You're going to have the same problems that Don Cheeto has. You're going to have the same problem that Anthony Mackie has. You're going to have the same problems that Michael B. Jordan has. You're going to have the same problems that, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman had. You're going to have the same problems that Samuel L. Jackson had. You're going to have all these problems. You're going to have all these problems. So many problems. We got all the problems. So many problems. You're gonna have so many Idris Elba problems. All these, you're gonna have so many Wesley Snipes problems. You're gonna have so many problems because it's so hard. The white man is just so cruel. They're just so cruel. Where's the white man talking shit right now about Jonathan Majors? Where's the white men that are talking shit right now about Jonathan Majors? Where's the white man that's looking at how long the next nigga is hugging his wife? It's nothing but black men or black people doing crap like that. It's nothing but them doing shit like that. I'm willing to bet if I dig through his archives, it's a video of him doing exactly that. Talking about how long the light skinned nigga was hugging his wife. Get a fucking life. Notice I didn't do a video on that. Leave those people alone. This man is doing good. Literally. Leave them alone. Leave their relationship alone. Leave them the fuck alone. If you don't have nothing nice to say, then leave them alone. So many problems. They got so many problems. Will Smith was doing like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and all those years, and then he got into the movie business through Independence Day. I think he made like 20 million a movie, and then he started doing Hitch and Hancock and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like he just started making monies on top of monies on top of monies on top of monies. So many problems. They just want you to stick with this, chilling circuit, just so they can control you, just so they have the sole ability to cancel you. And they will, and they do. Anthony Mackie was on a movie called, a Spike Lee movie called She Hate Me with Kerry Washington. Great movie. He was also Papa Doc in 8 Mile, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I guess can't really call that a black movie, but nevertheless, he made his bones, and now he is mainstream. Yeah, I guess if he was a YouTuber, independent, owning his own shit, he wouldn't have all the problems that he has now. He is Captain America. He is the star of a movie coming out called Captain America 4. So many problems. So many problems. This is retard crap.
Your fault. No doubt about it. It will be your fault. So if you don't get with the program, you're going to be
see that? Fear mongering. You're gonna be left behind. Left behind what? Left behind what? Who is he behind right now? The only people he's behind is other people that white people put on. The only people he's behind right now is people that white people put on. Like Oprah. Let's talk about that. Notice how they'll never say that about Oprah. Notice how they'll never say that about Serena Williams. Eve. They never say that. Anyway. Let's talk about that for a second. Okay. Understand this. I have my issues with O'Shea years ago, right? And all this time, I wanted to be like water under the bridge. And I do. I want it to be like water under the bridge. What's done is done, et cetera. Bygones, bygones. Which is why I'm still subscribed to him. But while being subscribed to him, all I see is somebody cry tears, even when they're not crying tears. Like it does seem like he's banking on black men's misery. And when this Jonathan Majors thing, came up in this latest video, this is just like years of this bubbling up in me because he does this shit a lot. And I'm like, listen, I gotta say something on it. I do. I got to say something on this. I cannot stand when dudes are waiting for other black men to fail just so they can say I told you so. I can't. And we could go through his history. Black man cries tears because black man gets his Negro wake up call because just waiting for something, just waiting for a black man to slip. And then he also has titles like, such and such career was ended because, and really the career ending thing, it didn't end their career. But what he's trying to do is by making titles like that and putting it out there, he's hoping that will end his career. He is trying to end black people's careers. Now, it says O'Shea doesn't like to see black men happy unless he's with a black woman. But Jonathan Majors is with a black woman. Does that stop him from talking shit? Does that stop him from talking shit? And keep in mind, like for all this black community, black community, and he's talking about black American community. You know, the nigga is in Uganda, tricking off Ugandan women. Let's be clear on that. Pro blacks, FBA, are rarely, if ever, with a FBA black woman starting an FBA family. They are never doing that. He's over there in Uganda tricking, hoping to get reparations so he could trick some more.
Because you didn't invest in your group, you didn't invest in your community, you didn't seek the economic opportunity.
He did seek economic opportunities within his community. What do you think Lovecraft Country is? What do you think Creed is? What do you think the last black man in San Francisco was? Oh, y'all didn't know about that. So I actually didn't see it. To my shame, I didn't see it. But it wasn't mainstream. It was underground. It was playing at the Grand Lake Theater in Oakland. And I seen the title. And this is before I did not know his name from anything. He starred in a movie called The Last Black Man in San Francisco. What in the world do you invest? By your logic, you should be tricking on FBA hoes.
People to wash you as a beggar instead of dealing with your own group. That's the one thing I really respect about Corey Holcomb.
Oh, Corey Holcomb, because I don't know him that well.
Their community will support what they do, and they continue to thrive each and every single day because they have that grassroots level stuff. Jonathan Majors
has more money than Tariq Nasheed and possibly Corey Holcomb. Once again, I don't know who Corey Holcomb is. I know he's a comedian. I'm not familiar enough with his body of work. But hold up, he has more money than both of them. Even after he lost, he has more money than both of them. But see, this is what I'm talking about. Tariq Nasheed. Let's go into it because I went to look to see if his wife was black because I heard rumors but maybe that was his first wife or something. But so I went to his wiki page. I think she is, but that's neither here nor there because I found out something else about Tariq Nasheed that I want to share with y'all because this is the type of support to the black community that O'Shea is talking about. Let me show you something. I'm not going to show you. I'm just read it to you. Well, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to read the titles of Tariq Nasheed's book to show the pattern of behavior that pro-blacks have towards black people. Once again, the pattern of behavior. If they're not trying to get you to invest in a never-built school or some crap like that, it's always some type of exploitative rub. And they want the community to be strong so they can profit more from weakening it. Okay, here's his books. 2000 The Art of Macking. What macking is men exploiting women sexually. You know, how can men exploit women sexually? How can men get as much pussy from a woman without while giving as little resources to said woman? It's not about starting families. It's not about contributing to the black community. No, it's about macking. It's about getting that good. It's about getting that good. It's about getting that honey without spending no money. It's about macking. All right. Play or be played. What every female should know about men, dating, and relationships. Now, this is interesting. This is 2004. So after telling men to try to play women, he comes up 4 years later with a book saying, hey, these men trying to play you, right? You should get this book to play them before they play you. Y'all see this? Nothing about forming families, communities, nothing about building something lasting in the communities. He's just teaching one side to hustle the other. I repeat, he's just teaching one side to hustle the other. So we have the art of macking, play or be played, what every female should know about men, dating, and relationships. Well, you just told men to mac them. And then here we go, the Mac Within, 2005. So first he tells men about the art of macking, and then he tells women to mac the men because they're trying to mac you. Now he's telling the men again, oh yes, there's a Mac within you. He is selling to the, holy crap, he's just going back and forth. No, I'm going to share this with y'all. Y'all got to see this. Y'all got to see this as I see it. This is his Wikipedia. Y'all got to see this as I see it because this is ridiculous. This is just teetering back and forth. This is your king. Is this your king? Is this your king? Look at this crap. The art of macking for men, play or be played for women, the Mac within for men, the art of gold digging for women, the elite way, 10 rules men. So he's just going man, woman, man, woman, man. So far, that's what he's done. The elite way, 10 rules men must know in order to deal with women. And then out of nowhere, like 11 years later, he's like, oh, yes, foundational Black American, race baiter, my journey into understanding systematic racism, King Flex. Okay, so he went from one hustle to another. He's basically caused all this friction between men and women, teaching both sides how to get over on each other. And this is what O'Shea calls dealing within the Black community. Really? He is profiting from his destruction, from its destruction. Listen, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with macking, gold digging, pimping, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not saying there's crap wrong with any of that. Do you? But don't try to pretend like you. Hold on, I quit. But don't try to pretend like you're working to the betterment of something. You're working in your own best interest, just like Jonathan Majors is. None of the things that you have said, none of these titles suggest that you are working to build a better community. All right, let me finish this whole Jonathan Major cries tears thing. Wow, I actually didn't present it. My bad. All right.
was out here chasing this big money from these people, and now he not on a team no more, on a side no more, you're devastated. No, you should have already knew that, bruh. Okay, that's their way of punishing you. When you do something as a black man dealing with a white woman, and you is you should have that.
That's everybody's punishment. That's Johnny Depp's punishment. Even though he didn't do nothing, he still lost out on a Pirates of the Caribbean or two. That's everybody's punishment.
Us, we're gonna show you that you're not equal to us. We're gonna show you that. Okay, we're going to show you that you're not that important.
It's buffering, so it's back now. But yeah, it's just more fear mongering. Do I say that there's disadvantages of a black man, making money in a white community? Yes. Will I say that those disadvantages are worse than the disadvantages of a black man being in a black community, where everybody is trying to hustle you? No, no. I can't think of a worse Western, our first world community to be in, as far as people chronically getting over you. It's okay. See, imagine this scenario, right? Picture this: a black-owned store telling black people to buy black-owned goods. You should only buy black-owned goods. You should only buy stores from black-owned, stores, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then they overprice them, and then they, they overcharge them. They sell you spoiled meat. They sell you spoiled milk. They don't mop their floors. See, and this actually happened, during the Jim Crow era. They're like, okay, you can't go to the white stores, so you have to come here, and here we could treat you like crap. See, we're used to people having to be in the community, not wanting to be in the community. We don't know how to make the community an appealing place for them to be in. So instead, what we do is we tell them that it's worse to go everywhere else. It's horrible over there. Because what? Because you can't beat their women? Is that the worst? Because that's the thing about every community. It's horrible, I want to smack a bitch, but I can't because I'm in their community. What the hell? I'm not. Trust me, this is not me saying that Jonathan Majors, that man did nothing wrong. In my opinion, he had every right to smack that hoe and take his phone back. Somebody takes your property, you are well within, the law did him dirty. You are well within the legal right to, to get it back. You are. So don't care about that. I really don't. And he didn't do that. And he ran and stuff.
So work with your community. You better try to figure out a way to work with your people.
You better figure out. You
try
see
to
this?
figure out a way
You
to make it
see the
happen
fear
for you.
mongering? You better figure out a way to make it work with your community. Shut the fuck up. Shut your ass up. Shut your bruised potato looking ass up. All right? He don't have to do a goddamn thing for you Negroes, for you dusty Negroes. He don't have to do shit.
Community, you better do something. And if you don't, it's just gonna be terrible. You're gonna have problems. You're gonna have problems
from the
and
community.
your problems are gonna continue.
His problems came from a black male district attorney. His problems came from the community.
Very, very many. A lot of them. So, guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Here's for all you just heard the bill. We're out.
Okay. Now I haven't done this yet, right? But what I'm gonna do is, cause I'm telling you, understand that. Uh, that's weird. Anyway, um, understand that I don't watch O'Shea, or I didn't just come out of nowhere with this, right? With this disdain, with this desire to clap back. It's really just after watching a bunch of his videos where he's just like waiting for something bad to happen to a black person so he could pounce. Like lately he's been on this. Lately he's been on this trip with some swirler chick. She's with a white dude, and I guess they're having marital problems, and he's like, "I told you, I told you, I told you," and then they just get back together and shut him the fuck up. And then dude is so dense that he don't realize that part of the reason why they got back together was because you was on some "I told you, I told you, I told you" shit. She obviously already hates black men, so she's not going to prove them right. She just did it to prove your ass wrong. You're stupid. So female swirler says black women want her white men, but wait, okay. Swirler defends broke white husband after trashing him. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Uh, Dr. Umar Johnson destroys Kamala Harris, but black. Okay. Why black NBA players only marry white women? Receipts. All right, here we go. Andrew Tate cries tears after white people give him his. You see this? I haven't clicked on this yet. I'm gonna click on it. It's this. I bet you it's the same freaking story. Just waiting for somebody to for something bad to go in somebody's life, and then say, "See, I told you about them white people." You got your, you got your Negro wake up call. I didn't even know he was Negro, but you got your Negro wake up call. All right, let's see. More stuff about that swirler chick. I do not give a damn about that prod. I really don't. Notice I didn't do any videos about. I do not care. You know. But I mean, okay. Actually, I would say I do care, and here's why. Because of what it represents. We have created a toxic community of people trying to exploit one another. So of course you're going to have swirlers and people and password bros, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. People who are leaving the community, who are leaving a toxic community. Why don't you focus on making a non-predatory community, as opposed to trying to, tell people that it's worse in other communities. You need to bring your ass back here, with the baseline level of misery that you're used to. Black women destroy Floyd Mayweather after he did this. Let's see. He bragged about clapping his white coworker's cheeks, but wait, yeah, I'm pretty sure he did something wrong for clapping the cheeks of a white person. Vanessa Williams divorces her white man. Okay, so it's actually not as bad as it seems, as I was saying before. But and maybe it's because it's particularly triggering when it happens. But when I do see those, such and such get their Negro wake up call, and blah blah blah, that does piss me off because it reeks of waiting for a black man to fail so you can get your clicks and views. Fucking hallway people. All right, I don't know if y'all can hear it. Some hallway people. I'm in a hotel. Fucking. All right, let's see. But anyway, y'all get the gist of it. Y'all get the gist of it. It annoys me. It annoys me that we've created this predatory environment for each other, and then we try to force each other into said predatory environment. It annoys me to no end. All right, let me read some of the comments. Hey, what's going on, JT? O'Shea is another Umar. Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways, but O'Shea brings them entertainment, and Umar is attempting, or at least he's claiming to, bring them education. One thing I can say about O'Shea is that he's not on this falsified history thing that a lot of the pro-blacks are on, because a lot of West Africans weren't and East Africans weren't, their history, let's just say their history isn't written. They make up a lot of crap about what it was like before colonization. And they could pretty much say anything. They like, oh, women ran the place and everything was smooth. It was just like Wakanda, and then they could just pretty much make up anything. I hate it when pro-blacks do that. I hate it when, listen, but this is the thing I hate the most about it, is that they try to sell you something that you do not want or need, and that is not good for you, instead of for actually creating something that is good for you, and then sell that to you. Just like the incense and the beads and stuff like that, this is all crap. And unfortunately, these queens that you try to peddle to my dick are crap. They're crap. Stop trying to offload your shitty women to my penis. Stop it. If you want loyalty, if you want me to actually be a part of what you are selling, then you have to make me a better deal. And by better, younger, hotter, sexier, childless. Miss me with this foolishness. All right, I'm gonna go up some. Let's see. Brian Banks was supposed to be one of those USC teams with Reggie Bush. I don't follow football, but I do know that his career was interrupted. I do know that he left prison, and there's a movie out. In fact, I played it one movie night. And I do know that he had a promising athletic career, and that he left prison, and he was on that list, the SA list. I mean, the SO, the sex offender list. He was on that list for quite some time after his prison sentence was over. And he wasn't able to. Oh, by the way, it was a black woman who was his attorney, who didn't give him sufficient, who didn't provide him with sufficient defense. So, his mama failed him, the girl failed him, the black mama failed him, and the lawyer failed him. But this is the community you should stick with, right? See, this is that foolishness. This is that Negro League foolishness. This is that, hey, Jackie Robinson, you shouldn't play in the big leagues. You should play in the Negro League. Shut the fuck up. If you don't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna hit you with a baseball bat. That's stupid. That's stupid. Don is close friends with Clooney. Okay. I hear Clooney gives his close friends $1 million when they come to visit him occasionally. Hey, with friends like that, who needs Negroes? All right, let's see. Anthony Mackin, Falcon, Captain American, perhaps. Well, I mean, I'm not with the whole concept of Falcon being Captain America. And not because of the race thing, just because Falcon is Falcon and Captain America is Captain America. Really, I do think that Captain America is. I would say he's not my favorite Avenger, and leave it at that. I'd say he's. If I had to rank the Avengers, he would be like a little bit above Hawkeye's. Like in a real world, I can't imagine Hulk and Thor saying, Captain America, please come save me, or or Falcon, please come save me. Like, yeah, it's you know, I think that the Avengers would go on just the same if he wasn't there. And that's not a shot at Chris Evans. That was a shot at Captain America's. Okay, Captain America is like T'Challa with less vibranium, and because if you take like if you let's just say that for the sake of the sake that the heart shaped herb and the super soldier serum is the same thing. Let's just say the soldier serum is a synthetic version of the heart shaped herb. T'Challa still hasn't beat because he was a warrior beforehand, and Captain America was a person that can't fight beforehand. So it's his character is it's yeah. Anyway, um, moving on. Most black men in IR relationships are just chilling. But I mean, they have a problem of Negroes waiting for it to fail. I wasn't talking about the niche for fans, just to be clear. Oh, you're talking about. Well, I'm just saying that he was building his way into the Marvel universe. That's what I'm saying. O'Shea has always been has been a shit starting catfish. Um, if he's a catfish, then what does he really look like? What the fuck? All right. Well, get over it. I'm not at home. Get over it. They don't know what the word preference means, so I don't know the context of that statement. All right. It says a lot of pro-blacks would hate being in Hawaii. You'll see a lot of Asian, white, and Polynesian women with black husbands. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they want you in the community because that's where they can hustle you. They can only hustle you in the community. Hey, Jesse Owens didn't go to the 1936 Olympics. Okay, Jesse Owens is a runner, right? I know he went to one Olympics, didn't he? He went to the Olympics with when Hitler was alive. So was it the 1940 Olympics or 44 or what? I don't know, but I know he went to an Olympics. You know, but I guess he should just fought like in local backyards in Alabama or some crap like that for his whole damn life. I'd rather him stay Falcon and bring Chris Evans. I'd rather him stay Falcon and bring Chris Evans back. Absolutely, absolutely. I was cracking up when I'm not gonna spoil it, but when I seen Chris Evans in Wolverine and Deadpool, um, I did like what I seen, and he was given the opportunity to step away from that whole Captain America Boy Scout personality that he that he had, that do-gooder thing, and I did like to see that side of him. I'm surprised he didn't smash Lizzo, except I'm not, because he has eyes and a dick and money. Anyway, in the comics, Falcon did become Captain America for a time, but but Shuri became Black Panther for a time, and let's not make entire movies on that. You know, Falcon did become Captain America for a time, but Winter Soldier carried the mantle before he did. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about that for a split second. I don't like. Well, maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing, but it just comes off as bad. I don't like that Captain America needs a super soldier serum to be Captain America, but Falcon just need be black. It kind of plays into that magical Negro myth, oh man, when you black, you got that BBC, and you don't need, like this dude just got a hold of a shield, and he just, threw it and it just hit his mark like Steph Curry, like all the time, just like choo 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 choo. Like I'm like, dang, this is just a regular Negro, and he has it seemed like he has like all the powers of Captain America plus the wings and the shield. It's like, whoa, how does that happen? He's supposed to be regular. Like you said that our regulars is their supers? That's not, that creates a whole strange dynamic. And also that woman slept with and also that woman that slept with white women, he posted it bragging about sleeping with her on TikTok and got in trouble. Who are you talking about? And got in trouble and got mad at people why they snitch and did was dumb for posting. What in the hell, Josh? Hold on, let me see if I get some context. I don't have no. Oh, you talking about Umar? Well, he slept with a white woman. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. That nigga's thirsty. Just like all the pro blacks, they thirsty as hell. They sleep with anything, you know. Captain America's greatest asset is his soft skill leadership. Okay. Here's the thing about that. It was always question of who was the leader in this, because I agree, like the strongest is not necessarily the leader. Batman is the leader of the Justice League, and of course Superman is initially stronger than Batman. So I agree with that, but it was in the question, which is Civil War was a thing, even though in the comic books it was a different type of Civil War, but they didn't have the rights to X-Men at the time. But nevertheless, it was a thing, like who was the leader of Avengers. So yes, his soft skill is leadership, and but he wasn't. It was in question the leader. He wasn't the clear leader of the Avengers. Nobody was. Oh, you married her, huh? Wait. Oh, y'all talking about the Hawaii thing. He's being facetious. Realistically, Captain America is on the best hand-to-hand combat in the Marvel Universe. No, he's not. No, he's not. Because just for the reason I said, T'Challa, first of all, T'Challa did, T'Chaka, I think it was T'Chaka. No, it wasn't T'Chaka. But in answer, I think it was T'Chaka, defeated Captain America in the comic books. So in the comic books, Chris Evans, during the Red Skull days, thought it would be a good idea to chase a bunch of Nazis into Wakanda. T'Chaka wasn't having it, you know. They went toe to toe, and and he got put on his back, and that's what happened. So no, I can't get that one to you, especially the Marvel Universe. Nope. Sorry, fam, I can't get that one to you. Wolverine and Deadpool made billions. Disney looking stupid right now. They looking stupid when they made billions. If you're saying that, if you're saying that Disney need to start to realize that once they actually get good movies and stay away from this woke agenda crap, that they can make billions. Absolutely. I don't think that they've come to that conclusion because they've been so stupid in recent history. But they made billions. It's their movie. It's their stuff. Like because of them, they can have Chris Evans. They can have all the goodies, um, all the crossover people. That Jesse Owens comment was in reference to the NAACP coming into his home and asking him not to compete in the Olympics for the. Ain't that a bitch? See, here's the thing, and I want y'all to. This is my suck my dick philosophy. This is my suck my dick philosophy. Do not ever ask me to give up something if you are not, especially if you are able to, but not willing to offer me something of equal value. For example, when they did the bus boycotts, they created a network of, because you had carless blacks, you had non-carless blacks. They did create a network, kind of like a free Uber system, to get people to work and stuff. But unless you're doing that, don't tell me, to boycott something. Don't tell me to give up my job. Don't tell me to give up shit. It's like that movie, School Days, when dude was like, um, when Lawrence Fishburne's character was like, yeah, we need to divest. We need to divest for the sake of South Africa and blah 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 blah. And then the dean was like, listen, if you keep this crap up, we are going to expel you. And then he went to his friends, including Dean Hardison, and he was like, are you with me? Are y'all with me? And they looked at him like, and they like, listen, I'm not getting expelled for your dumb pro-black ass. He said, I'm going to be the first one to go to college. I was the first one to go to college. I'll be the first one to graduate. I am not going to get expelled over some bullshit that you talking. Hey, I am with these people, but unless you're going to replace the value of this education, in some way, shape, or form, and you're not, I don't want to hear shit. And to these pro blacks that be like, don't mess with them white women, listen, unless you find me an equally attractive black woman to suck my dick, I don't want to hear shit you got to say. Nothing. Not a damn thing. You need to stop messing with, shut the fuck up. Let the Falcon be the Falcon. Yeah, all right, okay, we covered that. Let's see. Exactly. On the Falcon Winter Soldier, everyone has a super serum except Sam. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. He's just black. Like, yeah, I mean, because Winter Soldier got the super serum too, but he's just Negro. Like I said, Cap's greatest skill is his leadership ability. Yeah. Okay. The O'Shea video of the guy slept with the white coworker on TikTok. Um, that's what I was talking about. I don't see that. Oh, maybe that's what he was talking about. He clapped some white cheeks and lived to regret it. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, he keeps doing this crap. I mean, what about those guys that slept with black women that got AIDS? Like, what the fuck? What about all those entertainers that slept with Corinne Stephens? Or Brittany Renner? Like, what the fuck? Steve Rogers' other attributes includes his courage. Okay, I'll give him that. I'll give him that. His agility is on par with Spider-Man's. Okay. I don't know if that was you. I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not saying that he's not like he's not better than regular. I'm saying that he's not a god. I'm saying that he's not a genius. I'm saying that he's not a gamma radiated, rage machine. I'm saying that he's not the king of a thriving African nation. What else is he not? He's not a military beat ass person, and he's not a person with, perfect hand-eye reflexes and shit like that. I'm saying he's not a lot of shit. Listen, if he was, see, Spider-Man is the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And the reason that he's relegated to a neighborhood is because he is not on some global stuff. On a day-to-day comic book. Now, for whatever reason, Steve Rogers, listen, he's a superhero as long as there's no superheroes around. There's no other superheroes around. That's why, he was big in the 50s when everybody else is just regular and he's the dude with a shield. That's perfectly fine in the 50s where, you don't have like adamantium skeleton, claw people and stuff like that. You don't have like the Deadpools of the world. Like, that can't die, and you cut them in half and they grow baby legs and stuff. Like, listen, in a world where everybody is not supercharged, then it's okay to be regular charged. All right, read some more of these. Black Panther, is he whooped Captain? What? Well, okay, yeah. In the comic books, Black Panther, whooped Captain America. Yeah. Once again, T'Challa was a warrior beforehand, and Cap wasn't. He was not a warrior. He was a courageous, but he was not physical. Now, the threat of that they were talking about in Civil War was that if you give the super soldier serums to, Army Rangers and the best of the best, then you have extraordinarily dangerous people, each of whom, because if they could whoop your ass before the super soldier serum, then they'll be able to whoop your ass after both of you have the same serum. That's how that works. So T'Challa could whoop Captain America before if they both didn't have the serum, and he could do so after. So, and not only that, the comic books confirms it with T'Chaka. And it wasn't like a close one. It wasn't a tie. This was it was a decisive victory. Yeah, he could literally tear Captain America in half. Yeah. Yeah, they nerfed the Hulk in the movies a lot. But yes, he could literally do that. I believe it was Pablo who showed a clip of that scene from the Jesse Owens movie. Those niggas could kiss my fucking ass. You tell me some crap like that. It was something that the NAACP did. They did something recently, and I did a video on that about their stupidity. Let me see. But they do a lot of dumb crap, hold on. In fact, let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it directly, because they did something else like years ago. And let me see. Oh, hold on 1 second. Yeah, here it is. Okay. This is the type of crap that they are doing now because they ain't got shit better to do. in a largely dysfunctional community. This isn't recent, but this is what they're this is the crap that they were on. This is 14 years ago.
A graduation card sold at local stores has been pulled from shelves after a civil rights group raised concerns about the content. The group claims the card's micro speaker plays a greeting that's racist. And Eyewitness News reporter Miriam Hernandez explains why this card has come under attack.
It is a graduation greeting from Hallmark.
Hey world, we're officially putting you on notice! Yeah!
Members of the Los Angeles NAACP did take notice, and as characters known as Hoops and Yo-Yo banter on, African American leaders hear demeaning language.
And you black holes, you're so ominous! And you planets, watch your back.
That was very demeaning to African American women, where they made reference to African American women as whores, and at the end says, watch your back.
Hallmark, reached by phone, says it is all a misunderstanding. The card's theme is the solar system and the power of the grad to take over the universe, even energy-absorbing black holes.
The intent here is to say this graduate is not afraid to do anything.
But that is not what was heard here.
And you hear the R in there.
You are dumb as fuck. The card actually says the solar system on it. They said black holes, Holes, and you heard black whores. Now, the context has nothing to do with actual black prostitutes. But that is what you heard because you're a freaking idiot. And you're a collection of idiots. And you actually went on stage with that. You actually went on stage and said, this is disrespectful to our African American women. Ain't that a fucking bitch? You will never hear these dudes actually go to Sexy Red or Sukihana or whoever the new pop naked bitch is of today. You'll never hear them go to her and say that that's disrespectful. There was one chick talking about she's gonna eat some ass and get her pussy stretched. Y'all never say anything about that, but let Hallmark say something about black holes, Holes, on a greeting card that clearly says solar system. You are fucking idiots. You are adults and y'all doing this?
Yeah, whores, they're not holes. The R is in there.
Hallmark sent us this transcript, but Minnie Hatley says the actual audio raises questions.
It sounds like a group of children laughing and...
Y'all ain't got shit better to do. With all of these problems in the LBC, it's like, really? And they are holding up this card. That's what they do. Go around looking for shit to piss them off.
joking about blackness again.
Hallmark is now notifying all its stores to pull the card. Walgreens and CVS are doing the same. The card maker says the card has been out for 3 years. This is the first time they've received a complaint.
In any situation where there is a circumstance that we need to be sensitive to, we try to learn from that experience.
The NAACP says their message is clear.
And we do not want to see this ever, ever again.
Miriam Hernandez, ABC 7 Eyewitness.
Y'all see the foolishness? Y'all see the foolishness? This is what you was going to stop your Olympic gold medal for? Some foolishness like this? That's stupid. People who just look for anything, they just want to affect change. They don't really care what the change is. You know, all that, they're like, okay, we'll pull the card. And they're like, yeah, we did something. What the fuck? Y'all didn't do anything but just aggravate people. Like if Jesse Owens, we wouldn't know his name if he didn't do the Olympics, you know. So they would have just ruined his career for nothing. Man, listening to these overly pro-blacks will get your life fucked up. What if pro-blacks got into Barack Obama daddy's ear, and then there would be no Barack Obama? Hell, what if they got into Barack Obama's ear and said some crap like, yeah, you don't want to be, in charge of this racist country. Shut the fuck up. I remember pro-blacks was like, black man had no place in the white man's military. Shut the fuck up. If I hadn't listened to y'all ass, I would have been retired by now. Shut the fuck up. You dumb babies. But then he didn't make the movie. Ryan did. They made billions, but they are now retracting the decisions by making. Okay, so they backed Ryan's movie. They did. Okay, yes, yes, it's his idea. I mean, the whole Deadpool thing. Him and Hugh Jackman. I mean, that is them. But they backed the winning horse. Now they're retracting the decision. They're making in movies by firing the woke people in the studios. Good. Fucking nose ring bastards. You non-writing little bitches. Like, I can't stand these woke. What the fuck? New generation of fuck ups and idiots, all of you. Like, yeah. Good for them. Learn, get somebody that know how to fucking entertain me. The movies I've seen recently was Deadpool and Wolverine, and was that movie Trap. And I was like, this is some bullshit. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it was some bullshit. And it wasn't because it was woke, it was just because people don't know how to write anymore. Yeah, exactly. They don't have to say shit to people. See, and that's why they want you vested in the black community. So when they tell you to do something, you'll do it for the sake of blackness. And because they can cut off your money. Like if you're only invested in the black community, you gotta listen to people like this. Or if you're a white person who's trying to not appear racist, you gotta listen to people like this. But people like Anthony Mackie, they don't have to listen to these Negroes. Like if Anthony Mackie was to say, I'm going to conquer this black hole, and they say, wait, did you say black horse? Like, I'm in space, bitch. What do you think I said? Do you see any black holes around? I'm Captain fucking America. What? They want you to participate in this foolishness. They want you to be trapped in this foolishness to where you have to placate to it. No, they want some money. No, there's no money in this. There's no money in this foolishness. Hey, that's a movie idea. What, pimping black holes? What? What movie was that? Yeah, they said in the chat room that yeah, trap movie. Yeah. All right. So here's the thing. I watched the movie quite frankly because I'm not at home and I got shit else to do. But I did watch that movie, and what can I say? I like movies where it displays genius. Like when Harrison Ford was in Fugitive, he had to come out with ingenious ways to evade Tommy Lee Jones. I like stuff like that. I like it when the person just comes up with immaculately clever ideas to like the Tom and Jerry cat and mouse thing going on. I do like that. This wasn't that. This was a guy who was regularly intelligent, but everybody else was stupid as fuck. See, I like it when everybody is regular and the person that they're trying to catch is a genius. That would make a good movie, but no, everybody else was complete fucking idiots. Yeah, they got like I said, I was bored. I took a risk in like M Night Shyamalan. Not only do I mean every now and again they'll have something good, but when they're bad, they're like it'll fuck up my whole childhood. Like when he did that Avatar Last Airbender movie, which I am a fan of the Nickelodeon series. But when he brought it into a live action movie, that was such crap. That was such fucking crap. It was such crap that it I didn't know movies could be so ridiculously terrible. Yeah, it's hit and miss. Yeah, I agree. Sometimes he's overdoing it. Well, I don't know if he's overdoing it, underdoing it, but I know. Listen, I'm not saying it's the worst movie ever. I'm saying that it wasn't any surprises. Like I thought that was going to be like a high intellect criminal. Because you look at the trailer and you're like, okay, this place is surrounded by police and bulletproof vest SWAT team. Super ninja. Army Ranger type dudes with snipers and shit. How's he going to get out of this? And like the whole genius of it is, how does he get out of this situation? He must be like a super genius to just out. But really, it was just like everybody that was there is an idiot, and he just took advantage of their idiocracy. Oh yeah, going back in time. Yeah, like if if Barack Obama, daddy, stayed away from them white women's, yeah, that'll be an episode of Marvel's What If, which I did like. When they stay away from the woke, when they stay away from the woke stuff, they do pretty good. X-Men '97 is pretty good. Iron Man and Cap always battle for control of. Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you have a bunch of white dudes, it's basically like, which white dude is going to be in charge of the non-white dudes. You know, you can even throw Thor and the Guardian of the Galaxy dude in there. Like I mean, that's just how it works. But anyway, I have 7 minutes if I got something else to say. If not, I'm gonna close down and yeah, call it a day. Oh, speaking of not listening to Negroes, there's always like an episode of Good Times because the whole point of Good Times is that they stay in the ghetto because that's where it takes place. And there was an episode where James Evans found like $27,000 and turned it in. I'm like, you a damn fool. You are a damn fool. Turn it in $27,000. And we're talking about 1970s money, which is probably like $270,000 or $300,000. It's probably something like that. 1970s, 250 or $270,000. Yeah, exactly. And some fat bitch make you give it back. You are out your fucking mind. You got your sons living in a sofa couch. What was that called? A sofa bed. A sofa bed. That is old technology. You have two of your sons living in a sofa bed. A sexy ass daughter that's broke as hell, which means that she's susceptible to niggas like Cuddy, in the hood. And I'm your mama, I'm your daddy, I'm that nigga. Because she broke, you are out your fucking mind. If you don't provide for your family, because that's back in the day where like you hear about the people who like houses that's worth $1 million now, but back in the day when they bought it, it only cost like 30,000. You know, so you could have one of those, but instead you're in a goddamn ghetto, raising your kid in a goddamn ghetto. Michael was about to join a gang. And then you died working. You died working. Listening to these Negroes will get you fucked up. And then the next episode, right after that, JJ had 12 cavities that cost $325, and he was stressing the whole thing. He's like, man, them $325 choppers, them $325 teeth. He was pissed. I was like, yeah, you should have kept that 27 G's, shouldn't you? You should have kept that 27 G's. And then you'll have teeth money. You'll have like, man, but see, that's the thing. That's the thing about the ghetto. It wasn't about the money to Florida. It wasn't about the money to Florida. It was about keeping him broke. It was about keeping him in the black community. And you want to know why? You want to know why Florida wanted to keep James in the black community? Because James is ridiculously more handsome than Florida is pretty. Let's throw that shit out there. Since I got 3 minutes, let's throw that out there. James was ridiculously more handsome than Florida was pretty. And the only thing that bound them together was that he was broke as fuck. That was their only bond. Well, I mean, that, the kids, and all that good stuff. And, perhaps she was a looker prior. Perhaps she looked like Thelma when she was younger, but nevertheless, she worried about that. She worried about that. She knew that, if James got that money, then Winona would have been visiting a lot more often. Oh, she would have been visiting a lot more often. Because Winona used to pop up because she didn't have no damn life of her own. Like, hey y'all. But Winona would have been popping up saying, hey y'all, in lingerie when the kid's not there. If James had that money. Yeah, exactly. Talking about good times and you broke as hell. I did like the Jeffersons. I didn't like that George allowed Flo to disrespect them. Florence, I didn't like that. She should have been on one episode, and that's when he fired her ass for back talking. That's what modern black men need to be. Fuck this loyalty to a unruly employee. Like, Florida, you gonna get the door? Is there something wrong with your legs? Like, yeah, they too busy kicking your ass out on the street. You're fired. That's what he should have said. The cartoon is goofy, but when it got a message, it's not a cartoon. Good Times is a show. The cartoon is goofy, but when it got a message behind it, there's some dark truth behind that cartoon. Oh, you're talking about What If? Behind that cartoon, black people can't get upset that they're going to have to face reality. You lost me. I'm gonna be honest. You lost me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they had a bunch of gynocracy stuff, going on there. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in. Okay, I go back and I look at stuff, and we do this on movie night, so come through. I go back and look at stuff um, from the olden days, and then with the new red pill lens, and you can kind of see how the gynocracy creeps up. Like the Cosby Show. The Cosby Show is a great show. Don't get me wrong, but you could see like the gynocracy underpinnings there. And I didn't even see it as a kid because the gynocracy wasn't a full blown thing. But you could see like there was a young boy there that had a crush on Rudy. Then Rudy friend zoned for Merlin Santana, but she friend zoned that nigga for years. His name was Kenny. And he's like, my brother says this and my brother says that. And they tried to make his brother out to be like the most misogynist nigga alive. And then you had Elvin, who was also like, men should do this. And, he couldn't open a jar. And it was stuff like that. It was subtle, but you could tell that it was building into the gynocracy that we see today. Wait, what's the card? What are you talking about? All right, just text me. Oh, they got a good time card. Oh, you're talking about Netflix. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that because I got a feeling it's shit. Yeah, but yeah, I forgot about that. Not Kenny, it's Bud. No, Bud is just a nickname she gave him. Yeah, but she did name that nigga. Yeah, but yeah, apparently she don't like dark skinned kids. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I like to thank all the cash apps. All right, wait, did I get a cash app? Let me check my phone. I gotta check this while y'all do it. All right, I'd like to thank the super chats. I'd like to thank the managers and moderators and those who are listening silently. Game over. Peace. What is this? Stop ringing if it ain't no money. All right. So, yeah, game over. Peace.